Hello students, today we are going to learn about the general catabolism of amino acids. First, let's have a brief introduction. Proteins, one of the major biological macromolecules occurring in all cells and all parts of cells, are polymers of amino acids, with each amino acid residue joined to its neighbor by a specific type of covalent bond. As indicated by their name, amino acids contain one acidic group and one primary amino group in alpha position with respect to the carboxyl group, except for proline and hydroxyproline. Whatever their origin, whether they are viral, bacterial, plant or animals, we find in proteins about 20 major amino acids. The 20 major amino acids, through their oxidative degradation taken together, normally account for only 10% to 50% of the human body's energy production. These pathways are not nearly as active as glycolysis and fatty acid oxidation. The fraction of metabolic energy obtained from amino acids, whether they are derived from dietary protein or from tissue protein, varies greatly with the type of organism and with metabolic conditions. Now, we come to the general catabolism of amino acids. One important feature distinguishes amino acid degradation from other catabolic processes. Every amino acid contains an amino group and the pathways for amino acid degradation therefore include a key step in which the alpha amino group is separated from the carbon skeleton and shunted into the pathways of amino group metabolism. In vertebrates, amino acids derived from dietary protein are the source of most amino groups, and most of the amino acids are metabolized in the liver. Some of the ammonia generated in the process is recycled and used in a variety of biosynthetic pathways. The excess is either excreted directly or converted to urea or uric acid for excretion, depending on the organism. Excess ammonia generated in other, that is extrahepatic tissues, travels to the liver in the form of amino groups for conversion to the excretory form. The alpha keto acids, carbon skeleton of amino acids, after removal of amino group enter catabolic pathways and converts to form only 6 major products, that is acetyl-CoA, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, fumarate, oxaloacetate and pyruvate, and all of which enter the citric acid cycle. From here, the carbon skeletons are diverted to gluconeogenesis or ketogenesis, or are completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water. Now, some amino acids are converted to glucose, others to ketone bodies. The 7 amino acids that are degraded entirely or in part to acetoacetyl-CoA and or acetyl-CoA, that is phenylalanine, tyrosine, isoleucine, leucine, tryptophan, threonine and lysine. They can all yield the ketone bodies in the liver, where acetoacetyl-CoA is converted to acetoacetate and then to acetone and beta-hydroxybutyrate. These are the ketogenic amino acids, and in disease condition like in uncontrolled diabetes mellitus, the liver produces large amounts of ketone bodies from both fatty acids and the ketogenic amino acids. The amino acids that are degraded to pyruvate, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, fumarate and or oxaloacetate can be converted to glucose and glycogen, and they are the glucogenic amino acids. The division between ketogenic and glucogenic amino acids is not sharp. 5 amino acids, that is tryptophan, phenylalanine, tyrosine, threonine and isoleucine, are both ketogenic and glucogenic. Leucine is an exclusively ketogenic amino acid that is very common in proteins, and its degradation makes a substantial contribution to ketosis under starvation conditions. Now, several enzyme cofactors play important roles in amino acid catabolism. A common type of reaction in amino acid catabolism is one-carbon transfers, which usually involve one of three cofactors, that is biotin, tetrahydrofolate, or S-adenosyl methionine. These cofactors transfer one carbon groups in different oxidation states. Biotin transfers carbon in its most oxidized state, that is in carbon dioxide state. Tetrahydrofolate transfers one carbon groups in intermediate oxidation states and sometimes as methyl groups. And S-adenosyl methionine transfers methyl groups, the most reduced state of carbon. The latter two cofactors are especially important in amino acid and nucleotide metabolism. Now, 6 amino acids are degraded to pyruvate, and namely they are alanine, tryptophan, cysteine, serine, glycine, and threonine, and they are all converted in whole or in part to pyruvate, which can then be converted to either acetyl-CoA, that is a ketone body precursor, or oxaloacetate, a precursor for gluconeogenesis. Thus, amino acids catabolism to pyruvate are both ketogenic and glucogenic. Alanine yields pyruvate directly on transamination with alpha-ketoglutarate, and the side chain of tryptophan is clipped to yield alanine and thus pyruvate. Cysteine is converted to pyruvate in two steps. One removes the sulfur atom, the other is a transamination. Alanine, glycine, serine, cysteine, tryptophan, and threonine. Serine is converted to pyruvate by serine dehydratase. Both the beta hydroxyl and the alpha amino groups of serine are removed in this single pyridoxal phosphate dependent reaction. Glycine is degraded via 3 pathways, only one of which leads to pyruvate. Glycine is converted to serine by enzymatic addition of a hydroxyl methyl group by serine hydroxymethyl transferase, and it requires the coenzyme tetrahydrofolate and pyridoxal phosphate. The serine is then converted to pyruvate. In the second pathway, which predominates in animals, glycine undergoes oxidative cleavage to carbon dioxide, ammonium ion, and a methylene group catalyzed by glycine cleavage enzyme requiring tetrahydrofolate, which accepts the methylene group. In this oxidative cleavage pathway, the 2 carbon atoms of glycine do not enter the citric acid cycle. One carbon is lost as carbon dioxide and the other becomes the methylene group of N5N10 methylene tetrahydrofolate, a 1 carbon group donor in certain biosynthetic pathways. In the third and final pathway of glycine degradation, the achiral glycine molecule is a substrate for the glycine D-amino acid oxidase, which converts it to glyoxylate, an alternative substrate for hepatic lactate dehydrogenase. Glyoxylate is oxidized in an NAD-dependent reaction to oxalate. There are 2 significant pathways for threonine degradation. One pathway leads to pyruvate via glycine, and the conversion to glycine occurs in 2 steps, with threonine first converted to 2-amino-3-ketobutyrate by the action of threonine dehydrogenase. This is a relatively minor pathway in humans, accounting for 10% to 30% of threonine catabolism, but is more important in some other mammals. The major pathway in humans which leads to succinyl-CoA. Then now 7 amino acids are degraded to acetyl-CoA. Portions of the carbon skeletons of 7 amino acids, which include tryptophan, lysine, phenylalanine, tyrosine, leucine, isoleucine, and finally threonine, yield acetyl-CoA and or acetoacetyl-CoA, the latter being converted to acetyl-CoA. The degradative pathways of 2 of these 7 amino acids deserve special mention. The tryptophan breakdown is the most complex of all the catabolism in animal tissues. Portions of tryptophan, 4 of its carbons, yield acetyl-CoA via acetoacetyl-CoA. The breakdown of phenylalanine is noteworthy because genetic defects in the enzymes of this pathway lead to several inheritable human diseases. Phenylalanine and its oxidation product tyrosine, both with 9 carbons, are degraded into 2 fragments, both of which can enter the citric acid cycle. 4 of the 9 carbon atoms yield free acetoacetate, which is converted to acetoacetyl-CoA and thus acetyl-CoA, and a second 4 carbon fragment is recovered as fumarate. 8 of the 9 carbons of these 2 amino acids thus enter the citric acid cycle. The remaining carbon is lost as carbon dioxide. Phenylalanine, after its hydroxylation to tyrosine, is also the precursor of dopamine and of norepinephrine and epinephrine hormones secreted by the adrenal medulla. Melanin, the black pigment of skin and hair, is also derived from tyrosine. Next, 5 amino acids are converted to alpha-ketoglutarate. The carbon skeletons of 5 amino acids, which include proline, glutamate, glutamine, arginine, and histidine, enter the citric acid cycle as alpha-ketoglutarate. Proline, glutamate, and glutamine have 5 carbon skeletons, and the cyclic structure of proline is opened by oxidation of the carbon most distant from the carboxyl group to create a CIF base, then hydrolysis of the CIF base to a linear semialdehyde, glutamate gamma semialdehyde. This intermediate is further oxidized at the same carbon to produce glutamate. The action of glutaminase or any of several enzyme reactions in which glutamine donates its amide nitrogen to an acceptor converts glutamine to glutamate, and transamination or deamination of glutamate produces alpha-ketoglutarate. Arginine and histidine contain 5 adjacent carbons and a 6th carbon attached through a nitrogen atom. The catabolic conversion of these amino acids to glutamate is therefore slightly more complex than the path from proline or glutamine. Arginine is converted to the 5 carbon skeleton of ornithine in the urea cycle, and the ornithine is transaminated to glutamate gamma semialdehyde. Conversion of histidine to the 5 carbon glutamate occurs in a multi-step pathway. The intracarbon is removed in a step that uses tetrahydrofolate as cofactor. Next, 4 amino acids are converted to succinyl-CoA. The carbon skeletons of methionine, isoleucine, threonine, and valine are degraded by pathways that yield succinyl-CoA as intermediate of the citric acid cycle. Methionine donates its methyl group to one of several possible acceptors through S-adenosyl methionine, and 3 of its 4 remaining carbon atoms are converted to the propionate or propionyl-CoA, which is a precursor of succinyl-CoA. Isoleucine undergoes transamination followed by oxidative decarboxylation of the resulting alpha-keto acid. Next, the remaining 5 carbon skeleton is further oxidized to acetyl-CoA and propionyl-CoA. Valine undergoes transamination and decarboxylation, then a series of oxidation reactions that convert the resulting 4 carbons to propionyl-CoA. In human tissues, threonine is also converted in 2 steps to propionyl-CoA. This is the primary pathway for threonine degradation in humans. The mechanism of the first step is analogous to that catalyzed by serine dehydratase and the serine and threonine dehydratases, may actually be the same enzyme. The propionyl-CoA derived from these 3 amino acids is converted to succinyl-CoA by carboxylation to methyl-malonyl-CoA. Epimerization of the methyl-malonyl-CoA and conversion to succinyl-CoA by the coenzyme B12 dependent methyl-malonyl-CoA mutase. Now coming to the branch chain amino acids. Branch chain amino acids are not degraded in the liver. Although much of the catabolism of amino acids takes place in the liver, the 3 amino acids with branch side chains, which includes leucine, isoleucine and valine, are oxidized as fuels primarily in muscle, adipose, kidney and brain tissue. These extrahepatic tissues contain an aminotransferase absent in liver that acts on all 3 branch chain amino acids to produce the corresponding alpha keto acids. The branch chains alpha keto acid dehydrogenase complex then catalyzes oxidative decarboxylation of all 3 alpha keto acids, in each case releasing the carboxyl group as carbon dioxide and producing the acyl-CoA derivative. Asparagine and aspartate are degraded to oxaloacetate. The carbon skeletons of asparagine and aspartate ultimately enter the citric acid cycle as oxaloacetate. The enzyme asparaginase catalyzes the hydrolysis of asparagine to aspartate, which then undergoes transamination with alpha ketoglutarate to yield glutamate and oxaloacetate. Now students, after all these discussions, we come to the conclusion that the carbon chains of the 20 common amino acids after losing their nitrogen atoms are degraded by dehydrogenation, decarboxylation and other reactions to yield 6 central metabolites, that is acetyl-CoA, alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl-CoA, fumarate, oxaloacetate and pyruvate that can enter the citric acid cycle. Those portions degraded to acetyl-CoA are completely oxidized to carbon dioxide and water with generation of ATP by oxidative phosphorylation. As in the case for degradation of carbohydrates and lipids, the degradation of amino acids results ultimately in the generation of reducing equivalents, that is NADH and FADH2 through the action of the citric acid cycle. All these catabolic processes concludes with respiration, in which these reducing equivalents fuel the ultimate oxidative and energy generating process in aerobic organisms.